So, this is the first fanfiction I've ever gotten, and so I figured I would do a little dramatic reading of it, because why not? Shout out to Cutie who wrote this beautiful piece of literature. Speechy fanfictions. Speechy x yandere me. Winky face. I yawned while looking at my dear Speechy, asleep in her bed, calm. I smiled knowing my senpai was safe. I crawled out of her closet and looked at her bed. My heartbeat was fast as I looked over the love of my life, Specha. I played with her blonde hair as I stared at her asleep face. On day, darling. We'll be together, just you and me, I whispered, not in her ear. I kissed her forehead and stroked her hair. I jumped out of the window. Morning. I began to find James's IP address. Finally, I found it. Perfect, I purred as I packed my bags to go to Arizona. Maybe on the way I'll find Jaden. They're standing between me and my senpai. I blushed at the thought of Speechy and I getting married and adopting kids. We'll be the perfect couple. All I have to do is eliminate James, Jaden, and Tim Tom. They're preventing us from being the perfect couple. They're ruining my chances of being with her. I realized how angry I had gotten, so I took Speechy's shirt and sniffed it. Senpai smell. I purred as I sniffed the shirt again and again. James POV.
I smiled as I talked to Speechy online. She was an amazing friend. Well, I hoped we could be more than just friends. She was just so beautiful, sweet, stunning, smart, witty, and I could just go on forever. I love her. She had logged off Discord. I felt empty as I was left alone. My thoughts kept swirling in my mind. Should I ask her out? What if she rejects me? What if she thinks of us as only friends? I felt tears forming in my eyes. I wiped them with my sleeve. I began to shake those negative thoughts out of my head. I was going to ask her out. Once she logs back on, I'll talk to her. I'll confess my love. We could be boyfriend and girlfriend. I drifted into my own reality when I heard Georgie barking. Georgie, I shouted, stepping out of my room. I began looking for my crazy dog. You're standing between me and Speechy's relationship. I heard an emotionless voice whisper. It sounded a bit girly. She taught me how to love, they continued. How to care? The voice took a pause. She also taught me how to feel rage, the voice yelled, sounding demonic. I gulped and ran into my room, locking the door. I saw a knife plunge into the door. Then a hand popped out and unlocked the door. I will not kill you if you stay away from Speechy, the girl said as she flung open the door. Okay. I will stay away from Speechy. Please, just please, don't hurt me or my dogs. I pleaded with fear in my voice. The girl chuckled as she came closer to me. I got a good image of her face. She had piercing brown eyes with no emotion in her face. She had short, curly hair. Speechy doesn't deserve a weak man like you, she spat. Her words were like acid. I nodded sadly. She looked at me and flashed me a crazy smile. She jumped out of my window. What a crazy B-word. I gotta warn Speechy, I thought.
My POV. Just a summary of things, I went to Jaden's house and it turns out she really doesn't like my Speechy. However, I had to kill Tim Tom since he said he wouldn't give up Speechy to a lowlife like me. Serves him right. I'm currently on my way to Speechy's house to confess my love. The mere thought of her made me blush. A couple of hours later, I was at her house. I had no idea what to do. Do I ring the doorbell? Do I wait? Oh dear God. Apparently right at that moment, Speechy was going outside for a walk. She stared at me for a moment, and scanned the chocolate and flowers I had in my hand. She looked at my tux and instantly blushed. Is this a prank or something? Where's the cameras? Specha asked while looking outside. No, it isn't. I just want to go out with you for lunch, I said, looking down at my feet. Speechy giggled and smiled a warm smile at me. So you're asking me on a date? She asked, holding back laughter. I nodded my head slowly, looking down at my feet again. I accept your date invitation, she said while smiling. She then kissed me on the cheek. My cheeks began to get red as I felt her soft lips on my cheek. She blushed as well, realizing what she had done. I'm so sorry, Speechy stuttered. Don't be, I said while placing my lips onto her soft ones. She wrapped her arms around my waist as she kissed back. We began dating after that. I'm surprised she hadn't noticed that everyone she talked to had suddenly disappeared. Strange, isn't it? Hopefully she doesn't find my shrine to her. She might find it creepy that my favorite hobbies are stalking her, sniffing her shirts, kissing her, and taking her hair. So yeah, that was the thing. Thanks, James, for being in this video. I apologize. Oh. Thanks for the fan fiction. Later, guys.